Hi everyone, this is Theo from ParkerBlocks.com. Today I'm going to review the Huion Inspiroy G10T. This is actually a wireless tablet for use with your computer. Huion sent this to me a few weeks ago. I've been trying this out for a few weeks. Today I'm going to talk about it. This review will cover the use of this tablet on Mac OS and also on Windows. This is the packaging box. I have already taken out the tablet, but I still want to show it to you. So they have this cushion to protect the tablet that is supposed to be inside. This is a thank you card. These are the boxes that hold the accessories. Inside this box there are the driver CD and manual. Before you install the driver, make sure you uninstall all other drivers, and it is best to download the latest driver from their website. This box collects all the cables, and this is the box with the pen case and the pen. So let me put this away to show you the actual tablet. So this is the tablet. When I first took it out of the box, I was really impressed by the build quality. This feels very sturdy. At the back we have one solid piece of metal, and the front, the finishing is very nice. It has this matte surface finishing. The corners are rounded off. The look and feel of this tablet is just top notch. Now the main highlight of this tablet is the wireless capability and also this trackpad here. Because this is wireless, it does require charging. It has an inbuilt battery inside, and it charges through this USB Type-C port here. The charging cable is provided, of course. This is the normal USB port, but this is the Type-C port here. This is the power switch. To use it, you would need to switch this on. If you are charging it, it's already on. This trackpad is quite similar to trackpads that you can find on laptops, so it works the same as well. There are 6 physical shortcut buttons to press. The tactile feel of all these buttons are quite good. The feeling of the trackpad is good as well. The size of the trackpad is, I would say, quite good. There are some blemishes. They were not there when I took this out of the box, but for some reason they appeared suddenly. And some blemishes here as well. So this tablet, it can attract some blemishes, and I'm not sure if you can see the fingerprints. This tablet can attract fingerprints as well. You can consider this a tablet that supports finger gestures for zooming, panning, and rotating. But in actual use, they do not work as well as I expect them to be. I'll talk more about that later on. Now the working area of this tablet is 10 inches by 6 inches, and there is very little bezel around the edges, the top and the bottom. Let's look at the pen case, the pen and other accessories. This is a nice looking case, very well built, very sturdy. There are 2 magnets here that closes the case tightly. And this is the pen. It supports 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity. It's rather long, and it has a tapered end here. There are 2 buttons here. It's battery powered, so you do need to charge it, which means it doesn't have an eraser because the charging port is right at the back of this pen. The feeling of using this pen and nib while drawing on the tablet is no different from drawing with a Wacom pen and tablet. Now here we have a nib remover, so basically just use this ring here to clip the nib to pull it out. There are 8 replacement nibs, and this is the wireless USB receiver to use the tablet in wireless mode. It's a very small receiver. Make sure you do not lose this. This is the charging cable for the pen. You just plug this right into the back of the pen and plug the other end of the cable into a normal USB port to charge the pen. Battery life for this pen is good. I do not have a number for you because it really depends on how often you use this pen for drawing. But generally speaking, the battery life for all of the Huion pens that I have tested, they are always quite good. And this tablet here is rated for 40 hours non-stop use, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. If it runs out of battery, just charge it. I'm now using the tablet in wireless mode. I have already switched this on. When it's on, there is actually no indicator light. But when you move the pen over the drawing surface, it will light up. I'm now using Mac OS, and this is the driver's dialog box in Mac OS. So let me go through some of the settings that you can change. So here, when you click on it, this is where you can change the shortcut buttons that are around the trackpad. So you can just click on each individual buttons and assign any specific keyboard shortcuts to them. The next tab here is for the stylus pen. You can assign shortcuts to the 2 buttons on the pen. You can also change the pressure sensitive curve. And this is where you can change the work area. You can map the whole tablet to the whole screen. The tablet is using a 16:9 aspect ratio surface area, so this is for wide aspect screens, which most monitors are nowadays anyway. And here in this part, you can actually rotate the tablet. So if you are left-handed, you can actually just rotate this 180 degrees. If you want to, you can rotate to 90 degrees as well, or 270 degrees, depending on the type of work that you are doing. I'm now going to show you how the tablet performs with various drawing apps. I'm not able to test all the drawing apps that are available out there because I don't use all of them. Now this is running on macOS 10.12. The tablet supports macOS 10.10 and newer. If you are using older macOS, then there could be some issues. I've tested the tablet on macOS 10.9 and I wasn't able to see the driver dialog box. And today I'm not able to show you Windows because I do not have any Windows computer at home. If you want to read about all the drawing apps that I have tested, they are all in the text review that is on my blog. Just visit the link in the video description below. Alright, this is Photoshop CS5 on the Mac. Let me create a new file. I have the pen selected and let me try and draw some strokes. It seems that the pressure sensitivity works quite well. The strokes, they are able to taper very smoothly. There is no lag whatsoever. And this is not very different from drawing with a Wacom tablet. The strokes are also very smooth. There is no jitter in the line. So for drawing in Photoshop, I think it works quite well. I have to say that this demonstration is working well now, but I have faced certain issues like when I start Photoshop, when I try to draw, dots would appear, there are no lines. So that happened to me quite a lot, but in today's demonstration, it seems that it works fine. But when the glitch happens, it's actually quite irritating. But for some reason today it works fine, so that's great. Let me switch over to Adobe Illustrator. Let me create a new file. So with Illustrator it works as well. Let me try and pick a brush that has variation in terms of the thickness and see if it works. So here it seems that it works as well. So I can get thin and thick lines. Alright, Illustrator works. Let me switch over to using Tayasu Sketches Pro. This is a drawing app meant for tablets, but it's also available on the Mac desktop. So let me pick up this brush. And it works very nicely with this sketching app. Pressure works, it's very smooth, there's no lag. The lines, there are no jitter. In fact, I think this performs even better compared to Photoshop. The lines, they taper quite well. And now let me switch over to using Mischief. Mischief works fine. The pressure works, the lines are smooth. the taper, there's no lag whatsoever. And the next app that I have is Medibank Paint Pro. So it works very well with Medibank Paint Pro. Pressure works, no lag, the lines are smooth, no jitter at all. Alright, here is where I want to test the trackpad. So I want to see if I'm able to zoom with the trackpad to rotate and to pan around. Now Medibank Paint Pro is an app that's designed for the tablet, so it supports all those features. I have created a new file in Medibank. I've drawn this letter A here so that it will be obvious when I rotate it with the trackpad. So I'm going to rotate this clockwise. So let me try that. I'm rotating right now using the trackpad clockwise, and it does not work. It doesn't seem to recognize what I'm trying to do. So this is quite frustrating. It just does not work. Let me try rotating anti-clockwise. It doesn't work as well. So when I'm using Medibank on the iPad, when I do this gesture, it will rotate very intuitively, but not so with this Huion tablet. Alright, I'm going to give up. And now I'm going to pinch to zoom and zoom out. It's not working very well too. So when I'm zooming, it seems that it wants to rotate the canvas, and I'm not able to get it to zoom properly each time. So it doesn't work well for zooming too. And now it has flipped over. And the last thing I want to test is the two-finger panning mode. So it's not working at all. So this is not working. So basically it's a fail. The trackpad is basically not very useful here. And having this trackpad means that you will need to use an app that actually supports the trackpad, but for apps that I'm using right now, it seems that it just does not work. Let me try Mischief. Mischief should be able to rotate. So let me draw the letter A again and try it with Mischief. Nope, nothing is moving, so it doesn't work with Mischief. Anyway, I'm not going to test the trackpad anymore because it obviously does not work like it should. I'm now going to switch over to using Krita. I'm not familiar with this app, so I'm just going to pick a default brush. This is basic tip default, size 30. And let's see. I'm not sure if it's supposed to behave like this. The pressure works. Anyway, so it somehow works in Krita or not work, I'm not too sure. So these are the apps that I've tested today on my Mac. Let me open my text review to see if I have missed out anything. So just to recap, with Photoshop, sometimes when I open Photoshop, create a new file and start drawing quickly, it will create dots instead of lines, but in today's demonstration, it worked fine. With Medibank Paint Pro 10.2, it can produce unwanted splotches randomly, often triggered by sudden change of pressure. I wasn't able to show that to you earlier on because it seems to have no problem, but let me try and do it again. So I'm going to pick a pen and try to draw quickly. Yes, can you see the changes in pressure even though I applied the same weight over? Let me increase the brush size to see if it changes anything. So yep, so sometimes it would have this problem. Let me change a different pen. So yep, so earlier on there wasn't this problem, but now there is this problem. Let me go back to the text review. So Illustrator CS5, it works fine. Mischief, Sketches Pro, Krita, Affinity Photo and Designer, they all work fine. I do not have my Windows computer at home, but I have tested them on Windows as well. So let me go through the issues on Windows. It does not work with Photoshop. When I install the drivers on my Windows, when I try to use Photoshop CS5, it crashes whenever I click on the tablet. So Photoshop CS5 on Windows 10, it doesn't work. I've tried Photoshop CC as well, and when I tried Photoshop CC, the brush, it does not paint. So when I try drawing on the screen, nothing comes out. Now with Illustrator CS5 and CC, I think Illustrator CS5 it works fine, but with Illustrator CC, the pressure does not work. Medibank Paint Pro 10.2 on Windows works fine. With Mischief 1.5 on Windows, I wasn't able to move the cursor with the pen, so it doesn't work with Mischief. And there's also this strange thing that whenever I click a button on the taskbar, it would recognize it as a click and hold. So when I click on the button at the taskbar, it will always drag my buttons around, when in fact I just want to click the button to open that app. So that's an issue as well. If you find that is a lot to take in, let me summarize for you. The build quality is excellent. The wireless capability is very useful. The trackpad is close to being useless, so this area here is like wasted space. And the most important thing is it has quite a lot of bugs and driver issues with various drawing applications. So I had a rather challenging time reviewing this tablet. Now for most other Huion tablets that I review, I can review them quite quickly because there usually aren't a lot of issues, but I took a much longer time with this tablet because there are a lot of issues I have to test to see if I can replicate them, and today you see in some of my demonstration I was able to replicate some of those issues. But this is just my personal experience with this specific model. Maybe it's just a problem with this specific model that I received. So I would like to point you to other reviews, especially those on Amazon. I have actually read some positive reviews there. So maybe it could just be an issue with this tablet that I'm holding right here in my hand. That's all for today's review. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. I hope this review is helpful, and if you want to check out reviews for other tablets, the link is in my video description below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.